a big weekend in car-conscious Los Angeles. The LA Auto Show opened to the public this weekend at the LA Convention Center. Over the past week, automotive journalists were treated to a preview and news conferences on all of the new and exciting cars, trucks, and SUVs. In on those briefings, LA-based automotive journalist Richard Saxton at saxtononcars.com. Richard, thanks for joining us from the convention floor there, and tell us what we can expect to see at the LA Auto Show this year.
Well, Frank, unlike previous years at the Los Angeles Auto Show where it's been kind of a green car type show, this was SUVs and CUVs, sports utility vehicles and crossover utility vehicles was really the theme here. One of the highlights was the Mazda CX-5 coming out in the spring, an all-new design. They'll have the same engine, the 2.5-liter 184 horsepower engine, but then coming out later they'll have a diesel option, which a lot of people are looking forward to in the Mazda CX-5. Alfa Romeo with the Stelvio, a luxury SUV, a 280 horsepower engine, and then a souped-up one, 505 horsepower. So Alfa Romeo, part of the Chrysler family, Italian-made luxury SUV coming in the second quarter of next year. Volkswagen had their 2018 Atlas, which is a large 7-passenger SUV. It's coming out in the spring with a couple of engines, a 238 horsepower, 280 horsepower for the Atlas. And the all-new Jeep Compass looks fantastic, great little vehicle. They'll have a 9-speed transmission, 180 horsepower engine. Toyota introduced a smaller version, kind of to keep the Scion people happy. The CHR from Toyota looks like it'll be like a Yaris replacement, smaller kind of vehicle, which will appeal to those former Scion buyers. Audi's Q5, the 2018 Q5 was shown, and it's a nice-looking vehicle coming out next spring as well, 252 horsepower. Mini has the 2017 Countryman, which is the largest Mini yet. Again, that's coming out in the spring, on sale in March. And then later in June, Mini will have a Countryman that'll be a plug-in hybrid, so a little bit of green there. And, of course, one of the most gorgeous green cars there was the Porsche Panamera Hybrid, $104,000 car. So there's lots to see at the auto show, some great vehicles. And I should highlight the Genesis, which is the new Hyundai luxury brand, showing off their vehicles. And, Frank, a lot of your fans will like to hear that Genesis will be the new sponsor of the PGA golf tournament at Riviera in February, taking over from Northern Trust. So Genesis making a big presence in Los Angeles and at the auto show.
All right, what about on the high end? What's everybody buzzing about there?
Couple of cars. The 2017 Acura NSX, it's $156,000, a gorgeous sports car. Another one that's the Maybach Mercedes S650 Cabriolet. That's a $300,000 car, and only 75 will be sold in the U.S. and only 300 worldwide for this absolutely gorgeous Maybach Mercedes 4-seater convertible. Very nice car. And also on the luxury front, I was very impressed with the Volvos, the new V90 cross-country Volvo wagon, 362 horsepower. And their sedan, the S90 sedan, is just a gorgeous vehicle. And it starts for under $50,000, and it's just an absolutely stunning piece of workmanship from Volvo. They've really come out with some great vehicles. BMW, of course, has a whole lineup of vehicles. They didn't really have major introductions here, but you must stop by the BMW booth, appealing to everybody from the X's to the sedans and so on.
What's getting the biggest buzz there at the show, you think, Richard?
It's interesting. Galpin, you know, the dealership has a pavilion with a lot of interesting vehicles in it, and they've got the Pink Panther mobile and other vehicles that are high-end, really souped-up cars. So when you get to the show, you should go into the Galpin exhibit, and you can see, as I say, the Pink Panther mobile was a real nice highlight, kind of a crazy, eccentric type vehicle. But there's a lot to see in that regard if you like cars from the movies and TV shows.
What about like the Corvette and the Mustang? A lot of interest in those here in Southern California.
Yeah, certainly are. There were no new introductions of those vehicles, but, you know, the Corvette has to be the best-made American car. It's an absolutely gorgeous vehicle, and in fact, I stopped somebody who was driving a brand new one and asking him all about it, and he was raving. He said it was his third Corvette, and he said he got the special engine tuning, so he put his foot on the gas. You can hear it rev and that roar of that Corvette. I mean, it's a gorgeous streamlined car, and it really sounds macho, and they're beautiful and certainly worth looking at, and they've got a variety of them. And you know what? They're not that expensive. This guy, I think, paid $30,000-$40,000 for his Corvette, and you know, to get that much horsepower and that much good looks in a vehicle is fantastic.
All right. Thanks very much, Richard Saxton, automotive journalist at SaxtonOnCars.com, coming to us from the LA Convention Center.